Hi parents and students, and welcome to Back to School Night. I know that not everybody is always able to make it, so I thought I would do a recap of everything that we talked about at Back to School Night 2017. I'm Mrs. Forbes, I'm your child's teacher this year, and I'm so excited to be here. This is my second year at First Avenue. I absolutely love it here. I love the culture, I love the students. I've gotten to spend almost a week with your kids so far, and they are amazing. They are such intelligent, kind, compassionate students, and I absolutely love working with them. I love teaching. If you can't tell by my classroom and hopefully by the way that I am when I meet you in person, I love teaching, I love my job, and I want nothing more than to be a great teacher for your students. So I'm starting this YouTube channel just so that I can help you as much as I possibly can. This can be a resource for you. I will put up any information that might be a little bit hard to convey through email or something like that. Things that everybody needs to know, I'll try and put up on this YouTube channel and keep you informed throughout the school year. If I didn't get to introduce myself to you in person, I'm Mrs. Forbes. I love English. I love teaching history. My husband is also a teacher. He coaches the 6th and 7th grade basketball team here. I also coach volleyball and softball. We have a 1-year-old son who is the cutest thing in the world. I love Mariah Carey and Hamilton, so your kids will probably come home knowing Mariah Carey and Hamilton songs. This is my syllabus. Even though I teach 3 different classes, I have 6th grade English, 6th grade history, and 8th grade English. The syllabus is essentially the same for all 3 classes, so we can just go over the basics, and this should apply to everybody. So on this syllabus, I have my expectations about being prompt, polite, prepared, productive, and patient. These have a little bit more of an explanation on the syllabus itself. And then on my wall, I also break them down into just the 4 big ones. I need all of my students to follow directions the first time that I ask. They need to respect their classmates and their teacher. They need to raise their hand before speaking or leaving their seat. And they need to keep their hands, feet, and objects to themselves. Another way that I explain it in class is do not let a cell of your body touch a cell of anyone else's body. Middle schoolers get very touchy and sometimes it causes problems, so I don't let people touch each other. I have another expectation on my whiteboard over there, and it says, pay attention with your face. So when I am giving instructions or even just having a conversation with a student, I need to be able to see their face. Sometimes kids think that when I'm giving them instructions, they can just still be on their Chromebook or writing a note or talking to their friend, or just have their head down on their desk. But already you feel like I'm not paying attention to you, right? In order for me to know that you are paying attention, I need to see your face. So this is something that you're gonna hear from me a lot. Pay attention with your face. And I will wait for the class to show me their full attention before we can move on and give instructions or start the next activity. So that's very important in my class. I also talk about the Chromebook policy on the syllabus. I love the Chromebooks. I love teaching with technology. I think it's amazing, but there are a couple expectations that I also need you to follow about Chromebooks. These are also always posted. The first one is that they may not be used for games during class. Last year we had a lot of issues with this, and kids who normally did well in school, their parents would come and want to meet with me and they couldn't understand why their kid was getting bad grades. And almost 100% of the time it's because instead of doing their work, they were playing games. You will be expected to log into School Branch, and I will keep an eye on it from there, but you also need to be able to take responsibility for yourself and stay on task when you're on your Chromebook. The next thing is that they need to remain closed until you are asked to open them. We don't start class with Chromebooks ever, so every time you come into my class, it's going to be in your backpack. We'll probably use it within the next 5 minutes, but there are always activities that we hand write first. So don't come in with your Chromebook open until I ask you to open it. The next thing is that they must be on your desk while in use. For one thing, we don't want them to break and slide off your lap. I saw that happen many times last year. I also don't want you to be too hunched over while you are working. I'm just afraid for your little spines all crunched over like this. And also, even though we're on our Chromebooks, we still need to be able to collaborate with each other, to look up and talk to each other. If I have another instruction that I need to give you, you need to be in a position where you're able to listen and engage with other people. So even though we do a lot of individual work on Chromebooks, It's still going to be used as a collaborative tool also, so it needs to be on your desk, not on your lap or anywhere else. The last thing is that they need to be at full brightness. I need to be able to see what's on your screen. As I'm walking around while you're working on your Chromebooks, I want to be able to help you. I want to see how far you are. I want to make sure that you're on the right website. A lot of times I learn things from students as we're doing new things on the Chromebooks, and they find really cool things that I didn't even know about. So I need to be able to see your screen at all times. There's no reason to have it dimmed. And I know that kids will say that they need it dimmed because their battery is about to die, but that is a given. In every single class, you know that your Chromebook needs to be charged. You need to find a way to have it charged from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. While you are in school hours, it needs to be charged. If you're watching videos all lunch long or all break long, or you're playing games during every spare second, you're probably gonna wear down your battery and then you're not able to use it in class. This is an educational tool, and we've built the Chromebooks into all of our lessons, so it needs to be charged while you are at school. If it dies at 3:11, that's fine, but it needs to be charged while you're in my class. The next thing on the syllabus is grades. Now, this is the only thing that differs slightly from 6th grade to 8th grade and between English and history, is the percentages, how things are weighted in class. But you have access to this on Google Classroom. All of the documents that I'm going to show you today are posted on Google Classroom. Parents, please be on Google Classroom. I post things there for you as much as for the students. You can see everything that we're doing by going on Google Classroom. All of these documents are there and more. The other website that is so important is PowerSchool. Now, for you 6th graders, I know this is a new thing. Parents of 6th graders, this is new, but you need to be on PowerSchool weekly, if not daily. There's an app for your phone. You have 24/7 access to your child's grades. This is a great age that we live in. Now, there's no reason to email your child's teacher and ask them what your student's grade is, because you can see it right there on PowerSchool. If you want to know what their missing assignments are, it's right there on PowerSchool. If you want to know what grade they got on an assignment, it's right there on PowerSchool. So please check PowerSchool first. One question that I get pretty often is about zeros on PowerSchool. So if I do not receive an assignment from you, then I put a 0 in the gradebook just as a form of communication to let you know I don't have that assignment, so you need to make sure to get it to me. If you ever see a 0, that's why. I wouldn't give a student a 0 for turning in work that didn't get points. It only means that I never received that assignment from you. Now, what the case usually is that a student turned in an assignment, but they didn't put their name on it, and so I didn't know who to give points to. We have a file folder right over there near my desk in my classroom, and it's called the no name file, and if there's no name on an assignment, it goes right in there. So if you have a 0 on an assignment, go check the no name file, see if it's in there, and then resubmit it. That's what you should always do first. Now, also know that I always accept late work. I will accept late work all the way up until the week before a semester ends. So I'll accept it all the way up until almost Christmas and almost the end of the year. Late work is worth half credit, so it's not smart to turn in things late too often, but you're always able to make up things to at least get half of the points. There are occasionally times when I will let you know if something can't be made up. For example, if during class we are trying to get one paragraph written, and I'm just checking to make sure that you made progress, and if you didn't have one paragraph written by the end of class, you're not able to turn that in late because that was a productivity check. And so I would write that on PowerSchool if it's something that can't be made up. The last two things that are on the syllabus are absences. If you are absent, just let me know. Most of the time, everything that we've done is on Google Classroom, so you can find most of the information there. Talk to me when you come back, and I can always help you to make things up. There aren't penalties for late work if you're absent. And the last thing is plagiarism and cheating. This tends to be a problem when we open up the access to the internet. Students are able to find things online and use that as their work. As long as you are not trying to pass off somebody else's work as your own, you should be fine. Of course, we cite other sources and we teach you how to do that. So if that's what you're doing, it will be very obvious because there are ways that I've taught you to do that. So make sure that you're not cheating off of someone else's paper or taking information off the internet and pretending that it's yours. The last thing that I'll mention in this video is that I grade about once a week. I'll input grades about once a week. I coach volleyball, we have games, we have practices, we have staff meetings, history meetings, English meetings, 8th grade meetings, 6th grade meetings. So there's a lot that goes on in a teacher's life after school. So I usually try and find one day a week when I can just get a bunch of grades in and update it then. So keep in mind that if you turn in something late and you're really hoping for that 0 to go away, it might be a few days before I actually input it. So if you turn something in, give it a couple days before you send an email to check on it. It might have just been a few days before I was able to get things into PowerSchool, but I will update them at least weekly. If you have any other questions for me, you can email me at mforbes@ausd, and I will try to continue uploading YouTube videos for you so that you have a glimpse into what we are doing in class. I'm so looking forward to having your student in my class this year. This is going to be a really great year, so thank you so much for watching this video. Again, please look on Google Classroom for all of the references and documents and things that I'm talking about. They are all there. You can print them off at any time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.